Hello and welcome to the Hoof GP. Today's a good one. Well, I think today will be a good one. We've not filmed it yet, but I'm hoping it's a good one. We're visiting my old neighbour. This is the farm next to the farm that I grew up on, and we're trimming around 20 beef cows. Hopefully, all will be well. Here's what's happening in this episode of the Hoof GP.
There's a serious problem with the block on this cow's hoof. This cow has a toe abscess, and Craig and Neil dance with this cow.
So as I said in the intro, we are on our way to my old next door neighbour. This here is the farm that I grew up on. Granted, it doesn't quite look like what it looked like when we were living there, if that makes sense. This is the Knock farm, and this is the cottage that I grew up in with my 4 brothers and sisters, mother, father, and a couple of dogs. As you can see, I probably won't be moving back into it anytime soon. And this is our destination for today. This is Garrary Farm, and it's a farm that I visited loads of times when I was a kid to hide in the bales, play in the sheds, and as I remember rightly, get up to a bunch of mischief. Anyway,
Garrary is our second farm of the day. We've actually already trimmed 35 60 Holstein cattle, so we best get there, get set up, and get trimming some of these beef cattle. These guys really like to look after their cattle, so we've been here many times before and know exactly where to set up.
and just like that, first was in, and super happy to be so.
We wash everything between farm to farm, which sometimes means this mask is
Soaking from the last farm.
This farm looks after a lot of cattle, and today we're only trimming 11 of their cattle. That said, these 11 cows are very important to us, so we're going to make sure we do the best job we possibly can, and in a timely fashion, because these girls are waiting for their turn.
This one is lame on the front left, Neil says, which is this one here.
Although Neil has told me this cow is lame on her front left foot, I didn't see her walking in, so I don't know if this is a major problem or something fairly minor, like that crack on the inner claw. Although appearing fairly minor, these cracks can turn into large cavities hidden beneath.
Neil said she's feeling this foot a little bit, but there's nothing hugely apparent. That little spot there could easily have turned into something nasty.
Hindsight is a wonderful thing. These cows usually go lame on their inside claws on their front feet, and that's because that is the weight-bearing claw, the one that they use most of all, and that's why I presumed this was the problem.
So we're just going to take a little extra height off here to make sure that white line problem doesn't turn into anything too mischievous. Double check this. And that is why. If you got a block, please, Craig. And that is exactly why we double check. I think we found the problem.
Even now, on every single hoof, I follow the Dutch 5-step method, and step 5 of that method is checking any loose or detached hoof horn. Step 5 is exactly why I found this hoof horn lesion, and it's why we're able to fix this girl.
She's happy. Craig! He's stuck on the wrong foot! Aye, fair enough, I suppose. Yeah, fair enough.
In Craig's defence, that was a fairly easy mistake to make. Usually, as I said earlier, the problem is on the inside claw.
I can see why you made the mistake there. There's an abscess under there.
That's the foot you actually want the white light on, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she's like, oh, it feels a bit better.
This cow's hoof really will feel almost instantly better. Having that pressure released from that pocket of infection must be a massive relief. However, we do need to continue and get rid of this overburdening, disconnected hoof horn, otherwise it'll just fill with muck and debris and cause even more problems for this cow. Finding abscesses like this in cows' feet is a fairly regular occurrence, but it never ceases to be seriously satisfying. Knowing that you've given so much more comfort to this cow almost instantly gives you a massive sense of achievement, and they're usually fixed in one simple trim. Because we've removed so much of our sole horn, it's left a sharp and pointed toe angle. So we removed the sharp and pointed part of our toe before removing the rest of that excess detached hoof horn. Once we've done that, all that remains to do is clean it up, give it a good spray of iodine, and move on to foot number 4. Thankfully, her front right foot is in near perfect condition, so it only takes a few seconds.
A sore one, but an easy fix.
We crack straight on with cow number 2, who, according to Neil, has a bit of a tender back left foot. We pick it up and don't find anything wrong. This is the back right foot, however.
Okay, so I think you got this one back to front. You maybe had the pad upside down when you were writing it. Another happy customer.
Did you see that, folks? An act of pure bravery. Neil heroically using Craig as a human shield.
Oh, what was that?
What was that? There, I was hoping it was going
Neil said all he was caring about there was that he was faster than Craig. Neil has a note of where they're lame, on which foot, on which animal, which massively helps.
The wall horn and the sole horn on a cow's hoof are grown by different parts of her foot, and that's why, in this cow's case, the wall horn is white and the solar horn is a bluishy kind of black colour. That's pigmentation, and it has no bearing whatsoever on the quality of the hoof horn itself. It's just a different colour.
Now she had a little mark here, but it's not come to anything. But I'll reduce this area because of this bruising. I can't see anything major wrong with this though. Check underneath. I was stiff this morning as well, Neil. Must be an age thing.
Sometimes working with cattle can seem seamless on this channel, but I can promise you it's not always the case.
Try again. Just stopping right the last second.
I've got to say, this obviously isn't my first time back working at this farm, but it is really nice being here. It's nice being somewhere that I've known all my life, working for people who have known all my life. There are many cattle kept on this farm, and the fact that there are only 11 here to be seen today, and most only have small blemishes, is a huge testament to just how good a job Neil does of looking after his cattle. These are some lucky bovine. People often ask about the hoof knives that I use for trimming, and this type of hoof knife is my favourite. The steel in this particular knife is fantastic. They can become razor sharp and really keep their edge, and that's why I actually decided to work alongside this company in producing a brand new knife to my exact liking.
I'll be honest, I was hoping that went wrong.
This cow has my most hated hoof lesion. She has an axial wall fissure, an axial wall crack, a big crack up between her two claws, and it's something that I really hate to try to fix. They usually last for an awful long time, and they're notoriously hard to make a full recovery. Thankfully, this one isn't too bad, and because these cows are living out on the open fields, we don't need to apply a block. These are messy hoof lesions, and they're notoriously difficult to trim because of their location. That said, we need to be careful.
You can see I'm getting the edge of my knife in behind the loose horn, flicking it up and away.
Although this axial wall fissure trims out really nicely, and I'm happy with the end result, this axial wall fissure will still be showing signs of its existence even months from now. That wall horn only grows at around 7mm per month, and just look how much of it I'm removing.
Every time we touch, I feel at home. There's no way I'd ever let you go. When you put your hands in mine, I know I'm gonna be alright. I don't know what you do to me, but I feel like I am way up in the sky. When you put your hands in mine, I know I'm gonna be alright. 'Cause when we touch is when I really come alive.
No matter how bad or how good one cow's hoof is, we always, and I can't stress this enough, always check or trim every foot on every single cow that enters the crush. You never know when you're going to come across something you completely weren't expecting. However, this time is not that time.
Every time we touch, I feel at home. There's no way I'd ever
Watch yourself, Neil.
let you go. When you put your hands in mine, I know I'm gonna be.
Working on farms across the world is one of the most dangerous jobs there are. Add into the mix some unpredictable and rather scared beef cattle, and you have a potent cocktail. As you saw earlier, cows can be unpredictable, and often people ask me if cows like going into this crush. Well, I could tell you, nothing can be further from the truth. We're separating them from their friends and the rest of their herd, and they're not really sure what's happening. All they know is they don't like it, and they want to be back in the main herd, which means constantly making sure that everybody knows what we're doing, where everybody is, and that we're all clear and safe is an absolute priority. That's why you'll hear me shout from time to time, "Clear," or "You okay?" We just need to make sure that we, as well as the animals, are as safe as can be.
Every time we touch, I feel at home. There's no way I'd ever let you go. When you put your hands in mine, I know I'm gonna be alright.
This cow also has an axial wall fissure, but this time it's on her outer front claw. These fissures do create problems and they are uncomfortable. However, this one is not a severe problem, and these cows are outside in the wide open fields, where the ground is far more forgiving than the concrete of some sheds. That's why we don't need to go too far to make this cow much more comfortable.
So actually, Craig just trimmed this foot and asked me to check it over. I would have gone a little further just here, but not much. He really is getting good at trimming now. Don't tell him I said that though. Yeah, actually wouldn't. Huh? I would have investigated that though.
I know that this is not a beautiful trim. This foot is not beautiful, but it is functional. We've moved the weight around her foot to the best of her advantage to make her as comfortable as can be.
Go on.
And as you can see, she's now walking near perfectly.
And that is us done. That was nice and easy breezy, wasn't it? No calamities, well, almost. Craig only made one muck-up, which is good. And that brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.
As I drive down this road, it really does take me back to when I was younger, when we grew up on the farm across the road. My dad died when I was 15 years old in an accident in North Yorkshire. He drowned in a river. Things really weren't fantastic before he passed away, but it does really make me wonder what would have happened if I hadn't have got out of the situation we were in. I don't think I'd be doing what I'd be doing today, and I don't know if I'd be as happy. One thing's for sure though, our past makes us who we are.